compartilhe nossos vídeos, se inscreva no canal e deixe seu like. Desde já agradecemos.
Bad position if you know what you're doing. In this tape, we're going to show you how to initiate an attack from the guard, which is a very common position you might find yourself in against a much bigger and stronger opponent. First, let's review some of the techniques we saw in the basic series. We have the arm lock when you hold the wrist, uncross your legs, sit up, hold your own wrist, plant your feet on the ground, and then lean back. Scoot your hip away, put your leg over his back, and by keeping his elbow glued to your chest, torque forward. One more time. Hold the wrist, sit up, feet on the ground for balance. Hold your own wrist, push off your legs, lean back, scoot your hip away, glue his arm to your chest, keep your leg over his back, and then torque forward. The other side, please, Royce. So from here, you have your opponent inside of your legs in your guard. Hold the wrists, uncross the legs, and sit up. Hold your own wrist. At this point, you want to kind of hug this arm towards your body like this, so that he's part of you here. Use your legs to drive the weight back. Scoot your hip away. Leg over his back. And by keeping this grip and the arm glued to your chest, torque forward. The idea is to bring his arm in an L shape forward this way. So glue the elbow to the chest and bring the hand forward. One last time, Royce. So from here, hold the wrist, sit up. Use your legs to push back with. Hold your wrist, lean back, scoot your hip away, leg over his back, glue his arm to your chest, and then torque forward. Another technique that we saw on tape on the basic series is when you find yourself in this position and you're trying to go for the arm lock, the opponent holds his wrist behind your back, preventing you from being able to execute the arm lock. In this case, uncross your legs, sit up, bring your hand around the neck, and this hand holds your own wrist. This is what you're looking for. When you go around the neck this way here, be sure you don't go under his arm. You should go in front of his neck. Hold your wrist, cinch up the movement to bring the blade of the arm across in front of his throat, way up. Then as you lay back, cross your legs and push him away, pulling the hand. The idea is to bring it up here and with the legs push him away. So in this position, go for the arm lock. He holds his wrist behind my back, making it difficult for me to insist and pursue the attack to the arm. My feet on the ground, sit up straight. It's very important to find yourself comfortable in a comfortable base at this moment. Bring the hand around the neck, hold your own wrist. As I said, you want to hold your wrist this way so that you can bring the blade of the arm in front of his neck. Like this. Find your own wrist, lay back, cross your legs, and like traction, your legs will push him away and the hands will bring his neck upwards. Excuse me, Royce, for a second. The movement is here. Okay, you go for the arm lock, and he blocks and holds around your waist. Find yourself in this kind of base. Bring your hand around the neck. This way, hold your own wrist. As you lay back, cross your legs, and with the legs you push his body away and stretch the neck upwards. That's the move. One. He holds the arm behind my back, sit up, bring the hand around the neck. I hold my own wrist, adjust it way up, legs cross, and push him back. One last time on the other side, please. Go for the arm, he holds the wrist. Find yourself in a comfortable balance here, a good base. Bring the hand around the neck this way. Hold your own wrist. Cinch it up. Lay back and push him away with the legs and pull with the hands. All right. As your partner gets ready, or your opponent gets ready to pass the guard by holding the arm here and put the leg up so that he can accomplish the idea of passing the guard, that's his objective. He wants to do this move. Okay? Once again, please, Royce. Once we get to this position and he does this move here, we're going to work on a sweeping movement right now. Your hand should always be on the collar. This hand always on the collar. So as soon as we start, knee down please for a second. As soon as we start the match here, my hand opens the collar for this hand. If he does not secure my arm with this hand, this goes into the neck as we saw before, and go to the choke, and I can then bring him down and squeeze his neck. So the reason this arm is holding the bicep is to prevent my hand from going to the choke. So I have this arm trapped so I can't choke him. He now puts the leg up and is getting ready to pass the guard. As soon as he puts this leg up, I'd like you to uncross your legs, rest your weight on this leg here, on the calf of your leg on his thigh. Swing your hip away, and from here, the leg lays flat on the ground. The other knee goes across his body like this. And in a scissor-like move, sweep the man down and find yourself in a mounted position. One more time, please. Turn this way a little bit. Okay, so he holds my arm to prevent the choke. He puts the leg up. At this moment, I want to uncross the legs, rest the weight here, and swivel the hip away. What's going to make this technique easy to be executed by you is that you don't try to drag your behind on the ground. There's too much friction. It's going to feel too heavy. The trick is to let your leg rest in here on his calf and also put the weight on your shoulder on the ground. By resting my weight on his leg and my shoulder on the ground, it allows my hip to swivel away. I'm not touching the ground. I'm off the ground for an inch. It's very easy to swing my leg. I uncross the leg, slide my hip away, and I find myself here. The foot should fit right around his waist like this. And from this position, the legs will now scissor and flip him over so that I can end up in a mounted position. One more time, please. Lift the leg up, uncross the legs, rest your leg here. In a sense, the weight of this leg, as I lift my hip up, I kind of swing my hip away. That's the move. The leg falls in position, bring the other knee across, and control the leg. From here, one leg pulls, and the other leg pushes in a scissor-like movement. Sweep him across, and you find yourself mounted like that. You may find that when you get to this position and you slide your hip away, it could be of major help for you if you slide your shoulder back this much. In other words, rest the weight on your hip and raise your shoulder off the ground a little bit. Because by moving out of the way, he's already leaning with the weight that way. So it'll give you a lot more control on his weight. If from here, you simply raise your shoulder off the ground a little bit and move your head back. He's already tilted that way. Makes it a lot easier for your leg to sweep him over and end up in a mounted position. One last time, please, Royce. So he's in the guard here, puts the leg up, I uncross the leg, slide my hip away, move the shoulder back, just enough to increase your chances to tilt his weight off balance even easier. From here, the legs will scissor and mount. That's the plan. So from this position, he's got my arm, I have the hand on his neck. Okay, I'm going to rest my weight on his calf, which is going to be substituted by my foot on the ground right now. The trick is to swivel your hip away. This is the move. Bringing the leg across, slide your shoulder back this way. Just raise your shoulder off the ground 1 inch so that you can move back. And then the legs now scissor, and you find yourself mounted on your opponent. Okay. If he's got his knees on the ground, and he never raised the leg up to pass the guard, it's okay for you from here to also put the foot on the ground, legs across, uncross your legs, put your foot in the ground, raise your hip a little bit, scoot your hip away, bring your legs across, and sweep your opponent this way. It works just as good. One more time, please. From here, leg up. It's one variation to do this move. If he doesn't put the leg up and it's just stay here like this on my guard, I can also put my foot on the ground, scoot my hip away, and use the same principle, hooking my leg and catching the other leg this way. Let's turn this way a little bit, Royce. Turn all the way around. Push the leg up, please. Rest my leg here, and I scoot my hip away. That's the move. My feet here, from here, scissor, and mount. That's one option. Once again, if he keeps his knees down, put the foot on the ground, just enough so I can raise my hip, scoot my hip away, put my legs in this position, slide your shoulder, and mount. Okay. Position again. Sometimes, put your leg up please, when you're doing this move, the guy senses he might be thrown, he puts his knee on the ground and spreads his base, so he's now got a much better, wider base. It's harder for me to flip him over. In this case, once again, slide your shoulder back. This foot goes in front of his knee, and you can push the knee away and throw the guy over to end up mounted on him again like that. From here, foot on the ground. If he's got his knees on the ground, the same thing. Foot on the ground, scoot your hip away, and get ready for this. If he spreads his base, push the knee and pull this arm to stretch him to the side and end up mounted on him like this. So if he puts the leg up, rest your calf on his leg, scoot your hip away. I'm ready to throw. He puts his base back on the ground to resist, push the knee, and pull the arm to end up mounted on him this way. Turn around, Royce, please. I do this move. One thing you can do if you want at this point is, if he spreads his base, is to bring this leg inside his leg here, making a hook this way. Now I can push the knee, and this hook gives even more control to lift him up, and I can end up on top of him this way. Ultimately, what you're looking for is to feel the balance of your opponent so that you can feel which way you want to take him. At this intermediate level, you're not just looking at exactly what you're doing, but you want to develop a sense of what else can be done in relation to the other positions that you're learning. Let us see now another finishing hold, a very practical one that we call the triangle. When a person is on the process of passing the guard and he starts to bring the hand inside the leg, and his shoulder gets under your leg right here, this leg will plant itself on the neck, put your foot in the ground, scoot your hip away, bringing the arm across the side. This leg will be right here behind his neck, hugging him close to you with this. This leg will now go over your own foot like this, making a figure four. Like if you need to pull your foot under, it's fine. From here, secure this, lock your knee over your own foot, and then squeeze with the legs and raise your hip. So there's one, bringing the hand under the leg, lowers the shoulder, the leg go over this way. Very important that you slide your hip out of the way here. You got to move your hip to the side. Bring his arm across, fit the leg here and over. If you want to put your hands behind his neck, you can do that to increase the pressure here. Or just by raising your hip will do it, or lift your hip up and squeeze. One time please, Royce. So I'm here with the hand on the collar. You lower the shoulder on the process of passing the guard. Once the shoulder goes under the leg, bring the leg across to hold him down. Scoot your hip to the side. Bring the arm out of the way. Fit the leg over here. And then lift your hip up and bring his head down. One. Bring the hip across is the trick. 2, 3. Shut the breath. Sometimes when he's passing the guard and gets the shoulder under the leg and you're thinking about going for the triangle, he raises his head. What we do now here is that we slide the hip around and put the leg over the head so that you can then hyperextend the arm by raising your hip. You want to use your hand if you want here for balance. If you want to use this hand, slide your hip away, leg over, and then hyperextend the arm by raising your hip. Once again, the trick is to allow your body to pivot underneath him. Lower the hand, Royce.
Tem que virar mais pra cá, hein, cara.
Lower the shoulder here. Bring your body way out. The more you spin your body under, the easier it will be to do this. Bring the leg over, raise your hip, and then straighten the arm like that. So one more time. He raised the hand, start lowering the shoulder to get to the leg. The objective is always to get him on the triangle. That's the plan. Always. This is the objective. One more time, please. If he raises the head at this point and you lose the triangle, that's when you want to spin around, controlling his arm with this hand, and the other hand goes for his wrist, raising your hip up. So this hand stays here so he doesn't pull his arm out. He's going for this. By the time he dives into the shoulder under the leg, I want to get him on the triangle if I can help it. Always. Bring the hand around and then raise your hip to choke. Okay. So put it here. All right. Here, secure the arm with this hand so he can't pull it away. If you try to go for the triangle and he raises the head, allow yourself the spinning here. Second hand goes to the arm, and then raise your hip. Just lift the hip. Leg up, please. He's going for the triangle here. I'm thinking about the triangle, always. Right here. That's the objective, is to trap the leg under here. The plan is to get the person at triangle. If, one more time, Royce. He lowers the triangle, the shoulder. If I can't, because he raises his head, and I can't catch my leg wrapping up on my own foot, that's when I'm going to grab his leg here, spin the body around, controlling his arm, and then bring this hand over to raise your hip up, hyperextending the elbow. Let me turn this way here one time, please. So the leg is up. You lower the shoulder. The plan is always to go for the triangle. That's the idea. Always get your fit. Time, please. And then squeeze by raising the hip up. Slide the hip away. If he raises the head way up and I can't catch the leg on the triangle, I now spin around, put the leg over the head, and raise my hip. All right. The next position here, leg up please, is when the person is on the process of passing the guard and he keeps the head so high that I can't even think about doing the triangle. He's too far away. In this case, once again please, when you start doing this, you can go directly for his leg, allow your body to spin around, and put the leg over the head so that you can then complete the arm lock right here. So if he keeps the head up high enough that you don't feel you're going to have the opportunity to get the triangle, use this hand under his leg on this side. By uncrossing your legs and curving your body forward, you can spin underneath him, just like this. Your body should be arched up so that just one point on your back touches the ground. Allow yourself to spin, controlling this arm so he doesn't take the arm away. Leg over his head, and hold the arm, and then raise your hip. You want to walk to this side, please? So he puts the leg up. Yeah, he's going to pass the guard here. My legs are around. His head is too high, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't know if he's going to drop to the shoulder so that I can catch him on a triangle or not. So my hand goes in here. Uncross your legs. Allow your body to spin around. Catch him on the neck. Hold the wrist, and raise your hip. If he loses his balance and fall down, the arm lock, you know, I can maintain the arm lock and break the same way. So it works the same way. So leg up. Goes in here. 1, 2, and then raise the hip to hyperextend the arm. Sometimes when I try to catch the person on the arm lock here, he kind of tucks the elbow down and lowers his head. Now I can't catch his head anymore with my leg. From this position here, just push him with the leg over, and you can end up on top of him like this. Leg up. I'm controlling the arm here and the hand on the collar. He's going to pass the guard. I decide to go for the arm lock by holding his leg and spin around. He tucks the head down. From here, I bring the leg over, push the leg over, and I find myself mounted on him. Be aware that when you sometimes decide to go for the arm lock, and the person is getting ready to pass the guard here, doing this, and you decide to go for the arm lock, this leg, as it swings out that way, it gives my body the momentum. I'm using my leg to carry my hip with it. I throw the leg away, and my hip is pushed that way. But what flips him over, the hand here is just as a guide to his leg. What really pushes him over, move back, Royce, for a second. This is the leg that pushes the person over. I can just push him across as I sweep the leg down and end up on top of him this way. Grab the leg, spin around, push him over, and mount. Leg up, please. Once again, this leg swings out, moves this way, and the top leg pushes him over. Leg up, boys. Catch the leg, This leg swings your hip out. And again, this leg inside pushes him over and end up on top of him. So the trick, once again, is for you to feel comfortable enough and when to shift from one attack to another. You kind of mix them up until you start letting your body feel flowing into the more comfortable and more natural position to follow up with. Another variation for you to shift the position when the person is on your guard is when he's in this position like this and he decides to stand up. Okay. As he gets up, both hands can be on his collar, on his elbows like this. Uncross your legs and your feet will fall right into position inside of his hip. From here, as you uncross your legs, your feet will fall right into position. From here, you want to straighten your legs slightly and hold his weight off the ground like this. My legs are straight and the weight is on my leg here, so there's absolutely no effort. Just the legs are controlling him. Pull your head out of the way so he doesn't land on your face and end up mounted on him like this. It will be very easy for you to roll over him if you make sure to keep your feet glued on his hip. You don't want to just push him away from you. Instead, as you straighten your legs and tip his head down, his own body weight carries you over if you keep your feet, as I said, glued to his hip. So from here, you raise your legs, straighten your legs, pull his head down. And by keeping your feet, adjusted to his hip, he carries you over. Once again, Royce, please. You can also do is when he gets up, just uncross the legs and he falls right into it. One more time, please. So as he's getting up, if I just uncross the legs, he falls into the legs. I don't have to, let him carry me off the ground and then uncross the legs. So this is one option. I keep my legs crossed and then I uncross the legs and catch him. The other one, is as he gets up, I just open the legs and he finds himself right with both of my feet on his hip. Raise the legs and find yourself mounted on him at this point. The other one, get up. One. Always want to end up on top of him. It's always better for you to find yourself in a mounted position. So that's your objective. One here, both feet on the hip, raise him up, and end up mounted. If you find yourself, once again, Royce, please, with your opponent inside of your legs, and you, for example, are working on a choke on his neck, and he decides to stand up, you don't have to let go of the neck to grab his elbows. Keep your hands on the choke like this, both feet on his hip, raise the legs so that you can continue with the application of the choke without letting go of the grip on the neck. So the fact that he gets up doesn't necessarily get him free of the choke. It turns the position around so that you can end up mounted on him still with the choke hold on his neck.
Compartilhe nossos vídeos, se inscreva no canal e deixe seu like. Desde já agradecemos.